Donald Trump mocked.
If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020.
Marco Rubio taunted.
Maybe turning into an international incident, I don't know, maybe we'll bring it up at NATO tomorrow, or we're there with the Belgians and everybody else.
Folarin Balogun returned like a king. But Belgium had the last laugh. It crushed America. Belgium smashed the United States 4-1 in Seattle, and all that swagger suddenly looked very, very stupid. The US is out. Its World Cup is over. Its host's dream is dead. And the final host nation left in the tournament is gone. Belgium, meanwhile, marches into the quarterfinals. Next stop, Spain in Los Angeles on Friday, July 10th. But before Belgium buried the US on the pitch, there was the circus off it. Because in one of the most bizarre twists of the tournament, Donald Trump openly admitted he had spoken to FIFA president Gianni Infantino about Folarin Balogun's red card. The President of the United States appeared to insert himself into a World Cup suspension saga.
This game would have a big mark on it. If we lost, if we won, no matter what happened, you have to let them use their best players. And the game tonight's going to be amazing, and we're going to have a full team, and Belgium's going to have a full team. And you know what? If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020, but I won't get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. The Trump accounts are great. Thank you.
Trump practically handed his critics the script, because once you boast about speaking to FIFA, people are going to ask whether you are trying to influence the sport. And if that was not embarrassing enough, Marco Rubio piled in too. While joking about the whole affair, Rubio said the United States might even raise the Belgium issue at the NATO summit in Turkey this week.
You want to ask me about FIFA?
Yeah.
Look, it was a bad decision. They shouldn't even be reviewing these things on slow motion, right? It should be reviewed in live action. I think it was the right decision to reverse it. And if you're Belgium, why would you want to play a game and win a match, and then you win this match, and then everyone will argue you didn't really win it because their best player, leading scorer, was not on the pitch during the match. So it's kind of unusual because generally speaking, I mean, if you're playing, you want the other side to be at its best, so that your victory is not tainted in that way. So I think it was the right decision. Obviously, there's a lot of drama around it and so forth. But I think it was the right decision to reverse it, because that decision initially, from everyone I've heard, I'm not an expert, I don't claim to be an expert on soccer, but from everyone I've heard that knows about this, that they all say that the guy's head wasn't even looking down. It wasn't like he knew where he was stepping. So look, maybe turning into an international incident, I don't know, maybe we'll bring it up at NATO tomorrow, or we're there with the Belgians and everybody else, but I just hope the match will go on, everyone will be at full strength, and the winner will be the winner. And if it's Belgium, they have a very good team, they'll move on and they can say they beat the US at full strength at home. And that would be a big victory, like what you saw the UK do last night, on the road in Mexico, in a very tough environment. So, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was all very funny until Belgium started playing. Then it became very funny for entirely different reasons, because Belgium did not care about the politics. It did not care about the noise. It did not care about the Trump-Rubio double act. It cared about one thing only: destroying the US on the pitch. And that is exactly what it did. Another reminder that no amount of political noise can save a team that keeps handing goals away. And that is the part that makes this whole saga so deliciously awkward for Team Trump. All the boasting, all the grinning, all the wink-wink nonsense around Balogun's return, it counted for absolutely nothing once the football began. Belgium did not just beat the US, it exposed the absurdity around it. because this was supposed to be the great American charge. Instead, it became a 4-goal reality check, a reminder that football matches are not won in political soundbites, not won in backroom chatter, not won by joking about NATO, and not won by acting as if a conversation with Gianni Infantino somehow changes the laws of the game. The United States is out, Belgium is through, and the loudest people in the room are now left explaining why all that noise ended in a 4-1 humiliation.
I wanted to ask you, can you describe your phone call with Gianni Infantino about the red card? And Belgium is appealing the decision. What's your reaction?
You're asking me about the whole soccer?
Yeah.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete, and I understand sports really well, really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were two great athletes that got tangled up. And this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past, I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. If you'd like, I'll provide you with the past. He made a call that nobody could believe. You know, even people on the other side, they say, oh, we got lucky. Wow, it's very interesting. They say they don't show them in slow motion. And I never realized that. I never heard of that before. He didn't do anything wrong. And he's our best player or one of our best players. A very vital player. And he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I said, boy, that's a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game. But how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA. I spoke to a man who's highly respected, and by the way, whose level of respect has gone up tenfold. And he was good before this started, but he really pushed it in this country. I'm the one that got them to do it. It was not Biden. Biden was asleep.
But Mr. President.
But all I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, again, I'm good at this stuff. I didn't think it was a foul. I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other and got entangled. That was not a guy punching somebody in the face or anything that, would be different. And I think it's a terrible, if they wouldn't allow, a top player, maybe the best, maybe among the best players on the team to play, I think it would have had a big stain. And I related just that feel. I didn't tell him what to do. I can't tell him what to do. But and I don't believe he made the decision. I think it was a committee that made the decision. And they made the right decision because, number one, it wasn't a foul. And you want to see a game with your best players. You don't want to say, how would you feel if I took, we take Messi out? Look, he ran into somebody. Or we took Ronaldo, you bunked into somebody, we're going to take you out of a game. He's great. Harry Kane, we're going to take you out of the game, Harry, because you happen to hit somebody a little bit harder than you can't do that. If you would have taken him out, I think it would have really stained this incredible champion. We got to have our best players, and Belgium's got a great team, by the way. We got to have our best players, and they have to have their best. And if we win or we lose, it's fair. Otherwise, let's say we lost him and we lose the game. It would be a terrible thing. So I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible.
Was it appropriate for you as president?
Yeah,
but
Mr.
was
President,
it appropriate?
Are you going to talk to the Belgian Prime Minister before the game?
I didn't think of it, but I would. He's a good man. I will tell you this. The people in Belgium, if they win the game, they can be very proud. If they would win the game with a player missing, it would have been a different feeling.